And hello, folks. This is Spartacus, the Defender of the Multiverse, and welcome to the Multiverse Inquirer, where I talk about geekdom and all the fun stuff that's going on in it. Well, okay, mostly right now it's a lot of dreadful things, depending on who you ask. Because I don't know. I think what's happening with Disney right now is kind of funny and hilarious. Anyways, first off, going to go through this real quick. Uh, this past week, we unfortunately had the loss of one very talented actor, uh, Carl Weathers. Just wanted to put that out there, or just wanted to do a little thing on that. We all know him from playing as Apollo Creed in the Rocky films. Uh, he unfortunately passed away in his sleep, according to the reports. That I don't know if there was any. Just to quickly read through this. Um, but yeah, we know him as Apollo Creed. He had also been in the Predator movie in '87. We all know him as in the man who taught Happy Gilmore in the movie Happy Gilmore. He also was, I'm trying to remember what it's like, Grief Kargas in the Mandalorian series, in Star Wars Mandalorian series. He also did Combat Carl in Toy Story 4. It was an okay movie. I think they should have just ended it at 3, as well as numerous other spots on TV series such as The Street Justice, The Colony, The Shield, Chicago Justice, Brothers, and also was in the movie Close Counter of the Third Kind, The Comeback, and Death Hunt. So he's had a bit of appearances. Also appeared in Little Nicky, other Adam Sandler movies like Little Nicky and Eight Crazy Nights. Let's see here. He was born in January 14th, 1948 in New Orleans. Weathers played a variety of sports, including boxing, football, soccer, wrestling, and gymnastics. No one really talks about boxing as much anymore. It's kind of a shame because that used to be a huge thing back in the olden days. Back when our grandparents and our great grandparents were kind of growing up. He played football in college at San Diego State University. He helped the Aztecs win in the 1969 Pasadena Bowl. Um, while at SDESU, Weathers was pursued a degree in theatrical arts. Oh, that's interesting. In 1970, he signed with the Oakland Raiders as a free agent, and he played 8 games for the NFL as a linebacker across 2 seasons. After a stint in professional football, Weathers pivoted more seriously to acting, landing small roles in Arthur Mark's blaxploitation movies, Bucktown, Friday Nights, and Friday Fosters, sorry, and TV shows such as Good Times, Kung Fu, Cannon, and Starsky and Hutch. And that is around the time that he got into Predators with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Colonel Al Dillion, who and went on to become. But we all know Arnold Schwarzenegger went on to become governor of California, whereas another co-star for that movie, Jesse Ventura, became the Minnesota governor. In 1988, Weathers hosted Saturday Night Live, and many years later, he returned to the live sketch show for a spoof segment in which he announced he was running for the political office on the basis that he was a black guy in Predator. That's actually kind of funny. When Stallone asked Weathers for permission to use footage from earlier Rocky flicks, following the 6th movie in the franchise, 2006 Rocky Balboa, Weathers refused and lobbied for actual parts in the film. That unfortunately doesn't match up quite well because Apollo Creed's character died in the 4th movie. Yeah. Though they did went on to use his character's son, Apollo, his character's son, um, who's played by Michael B. Jordan. And that brings us up to when he plays in Mandalorian as Grief Kargas. Yes, there we are, Grief Kargas. Unfortunately, that is when he passed away. He is, as it says here, he is survived by his ex-wife and 2 sons. I don't know if you unless you're good terms with your ex-wife, I don't think naming her down would be something. I think you just do the 2 sons. That's unfortunate that we lost him. He was a good actor. His character I didn't really mind that much. I did enjoy. Oh, hello, CLS Studios. Thank you for joining me. I didn't. I did like his character. His character was very interesting. I don't know. Maybe it was kind of a little funny that he did that little switch there during the show, but I guess he kind of when baby Yoda or Grogu healed him, I guess he had to repaid it everything. My dog is just sitting off to the side acting funny. I love that little guy. But unfortunately, he is not the only person that we lost. If any of you guys, for those of you who are not in the sphere, those of you that are in the country music sphere, we unfortunately also lost Toby Keith, country music star who sang "Should Have Been a Cowboy," died at 62. He died of what was it here? It was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Yeah, he did a lot of good songs in his day too. It's unfortunate that he passed away. Toby Keith, a country music singer who starred in the genre's most played songs of the 90s with "Should Have Been a Cowboy," died on Monday night of stomach cancer, and he was 62 years old. Excuse me. The news was announced on Keith's official website, as well as social media channels. The Toby Keith passed away peacefully last night on February 5th, surrounded by his family and statements. The statement reads, "He fought his life with grace and courage. He fought his fight with grace and courage, and please respect the privacy of his family at this time." Yes, I do very much agree. Leave the family alone, give them their space and everything. In June of 2022, so 2 years ago, Keith revealed that he was diagnosed with stomach cancer, saying, "I've spent the last 68 months receiving chemo, radiation, and surgery. Uh, so far, so good. I need time to breathe and recover and relax." Taking into account the studio albums, uh, Christmas Records' greatest hit compilations, Keith released a project nearly every year for almost 2 decades. He was a prolific songwriter and a hit machine, with some of his most well-known songs including "Red Solo Cup," "As Good as I Once Was," uh, "Beer for My Horses" with Willie Nelson, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, The Angry American. That was his 9/11 tribute. And How Do You Like Me Now? That one always rings in my head every now and then. Born in Clinton, Oklahoma on July 8th, 1961, Keith started his career in music at the age of 20 by forming an easy money band with his friends. In the mid 80s, the group began playing at honky tonks in Oklahoma and Texas, and in the 90s, Keith was busking in Nashville in hopes of getting record deals. His big break finally came when a flight attendant gave him his demo tape to Mercury Records executive Harold Shedd, who was working with Shania Twain and Billy Ray Cyrus. Shedd signed Keith and released his 1993 debut single, "Should Have Been a Cowboy." which reached number one on the Billboard's country song charts. The song would go on to become the most played country song in the decade. The success of Should Have Been a Cowboy continued with Keith's self-titled debut album, which was certified platinum and produced three more hits. He ain't he ain't worth he ain't worth missing. A little less talk and a lot more action. I wish I didn't know. Keith signed up Polydor Records with Polydor Records to release his second album, Boomtown, in 1994. Its lead single, Who's That Man, reached number one on the country charts with the album certified platinum. In 1995, released his Christmas album, Christmas to Christmas. Keith's third album, Blue Moon, followed in 1996, reaching platinum status and with the single "Does That Blue Moon Ever Shine on You?" peaked at number 2. He reached to Mercury in 1997 and put out his fourth album, Dream Walkin', which scored two number 2 songs, "We Were in Love" and a cover of Sting's "I'm So Happy to Stop Crying," on which Sting provided vocals and bass guitar. Keith ended his tenure at Mercury in 1998. Guitar Hits Volume 1. In 1994-9, Keith moved on to DreamWorks Records. His first single on the label, "When Love Fades," performed poorly in the charts, so he had it withdrawn and replaced by "How Do You Like Me Now?" Oh God, that one's ringing in my head right now. Which became his first song to break through the top 40 on the Hot 100, peaking at number 31. The album "How Do You Like Me Now?" Yes, I'm highlighting that again. Was released later that year and produced another number one hit, "You Shouldn't Kiss Me Like That." His 2001 album, Pull My Chain," followed a similar trajectory with three songs. "I'm Talking About You Tonight." I want to talk to me. I want to talk about me. Bleh. And "My List," reaching the top spot on the country charts. In 2002, Unleashed features a Beef from Our Horses, a duet with Willie Nelson that topped the country charts for 6 weeks and made it to number 22. You know what? I kind of always thought that song was really annoying, but looking about it now, it kind of is a fun song. And I don't drink, so that's kind of weird. In 2003, Keith dropped his eighth studio album, Shocking Y'all, and all three songs, I Love This Bar, American Soldier, and Whiskey Girl, reached number one on the country charts. In 2004, Keith released his second greatest hits record, and in 2005, released his last album with DreamWorks, Honky Tonk University, with a song As Good As I Once Was, hitting number one. Keith's rapid-fire success slowed a little during DreamWorks ceasing operations, and he started his own label, Slow Dog Nashville. In 2006, album White Trash with Money didn't make as big as a splash, but 2007's Big Dog Daddy saw his first number one since 2005 with Love Me If You Can. Big Dog Daddy was followed by another Christmas album, greatest hits compilation, and two more hits producing albums 2008's that don't make me a bad guy. Blech, I cannot speak. And 2009's American Ride. 2010's Bullet in the Gun was Keith's first record that didn't result in top 10 hits, but Keith didn't dodge success for too long. In 2011, Clancy Taverns contained the number one song, Made in America. Red Solo Cup, and Red Solo Cup, Keith's biggest crossover to date, which peaked at number 15 on the top 100. Keith released 3 more albums with the over the next 3 years. Hope on the Rocks, Drink After Work, and 35 Miles Per Hour Town. He was introduced into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2015 and released the compilation record The Bus Songs in 2017. His final studio album, Peso in My Pocket, released in 2021. He also debuted in an acting appearances in 2005's musical drama Broken Bridges, directed by Stephen Goldman. In 2008, he wrote and starred in Beer for My Horses, based on his hit song and by the same name. You know what? I remember hearing about that song. Maybe I'll go watch that movie sometime. I remember hearing about that movie. His business and ventures included the restaurant Toby Keith's I Love This Bar and Grill, which first opened in Oklahoma City and then expanded into more than a dozen locations nationwide, and clothing lines called TK Steelman. He also helped fund Big Machine Records in 2005, alongside former DreamWorks executive Scott Borchetta, which went on to launch the career of country stars, including Taylor Swift. Ugh. Come on, Toby Keith, please don't be that person who brought us the Swifters. Why, man? Why? Though Keith was previously supported Democratic candidates, including Barack Obama, he later registered as an independent and performed at Donald Trump's pre-inauguration celebration in 2017. In 2021, Trump gave Keith the National Medal of Arts. Okay. In September 2023, Keith performed for the first time since his cancer diagnosis at the People's Choice Country Awards, where he received a Country Icon Award. Keith played his final concert on December 14th in Las Vegas, where he performed his biggest hits at a sold-out show. Keith is survived by his wife, Trisha Lucas, who has been married to who he has been married since 1984, and their 3 children, Shelly, Crystal, and Stellan. And that's really sad. I mean, to be married that long, you don't normally have that with a lot of these celebrities, because a lot of them are focused on themselves, and they don't I mean, you have a lot of people in the entertainment industry who feels like they should tell us how we should live and everything, and they don't have the best morals of themselves. They don't have good marriage relationships. They don't have good relationships in general. But to have something like this, to have someone like this taken away, it's kind of sad. And I pray to God that he is finding rest. He's got a long career and he deserves it. Okay. Putting that downer to the side, we get to laugh at Disney now. First up is Elon Musk and Nelson Peltz embraced publicly just days ahead of Disney's next earning call. Musk hints he might acquire Disney. Now, this is slightly of a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt and everything. But there has been sightings of Elon Musk with Nelson Peltz, who is the largest shareholder at Disney, talking together and everything. But and this is done by WDW Pro. So let's see what it says here. Bob Iger might want to order new ulcer medication. The richest man in the world, who had choice words for Disney CEO at the New York Times Summit, where he went on to go say, well, it's actually down here, so we'll bring that up here in a moment. Was just publicly embracing the man waging a proxy war for control of the Walt Disney Company. Yes, so Nelson Peltz is like I said, largest shareholder at Disney. He doesn't like how Disney is going, where Disney is going right now, and he wants it to change. So the question is, will it? Uh, Lola went loca today, but for the typical Hollywood reasons one might expect on the red carpet. Instead, it could be that Disney CEO Bob Iger is seeing red after a surly, orchestrated, publicly display of camaraderie was had between Nelson Peltz and Elon Musk. The latter, of course, the man who famously told those companies boycotting X, formerly Twitter, for advertising money that they could quote unquote go fuck yourselves. He then turned to a crowd and said, "Oh, hello, Bob," which was reference to Disney CEO Bob Iger, the man who has just moments earlier spoken condescending, sorry, give me a second here. There. Condescending tone about Musk and his behavior. Meanwhile, Nelson Peltz is the largest private shareholder of Disney stock, as well as the head of Trion, an activist investment fund looking to shore up two board seats on Disney directorship. That, in contrast of what Disney officially wants, as the board has not recommended Trion's proposed board members, who will be up for a ballot vote coming April. Trion wants both Nelson Peltz and former Disney chief financial officer Jay Rizzullo on the board. The tree and Trion has not been subdued with their criticisms of the current board as well as uh, Disney's current management. Yeah, they're not happy with how things are going. Disney, in a this post here, is saying from Restore the Magic, Disney is the world's greatest entertainment company. Unfortunately, can't lie there. It is. But much non-management directors has watched as shareholders' returns have lagged. Collectively, they only own less than 15 million in Disney stock. Trion believes Disney needs new, truly independent board members to restore the magic. Sorry, folks. I had to mute myself real quick. So here are the non-management Disney directors. Maria Ellen Lagomosino. You know what? I'm gonna just let you guys read this yourself because that first one was a bit of a curve for me because I'm horrible pronouncing names. She's been in there for 8 years, and Disney Relations TSR underperformance versus as a negative 160%. Mark G. Parker, 8 years. Teresa Barra, 60 years. Safra A. Katz, 6 years. Francis A. De Souza, 6. Michael B.G. Foreman, 5. Derisa W. Rice, 5. Amy L. Cheng, 2. Calvin M. McDonald's, 2, and Carolyn L. N. Never Everson. I don't know what's wrong with me today, folks. I'm just having trouble trying to speak. 1. Uh, but perhaps the biggest bombshell of Elon Musk joining Nelson Pelt on the red carpet of Selena Gomez's Lola film was it's hinting that he was with friends and thinking about companies to acquire. If there's if there's anyone who if there's anyone who has pockets deep enough to actually help Peltz take control of Disney, it's Elon Musk. And there's little doubt in the timing of all this, considering the next earning call for Walt Disney Company is later this week. Yes, it happened last week. I have not seen much on it yet. I need to go back and watch some of it from either Oh god, my mind just went blank. Who people who do that, like, for example, Clownfish TV, they actually kind of listen into that stuff and make notes and stuff like that. It's hard to imagine Bob Iger having the earnings call now without even questioning about his this possibility. And here's the bombshell. Maybe let's see. Maybe I can. So let's see what this is going on here.
Why the bomber jacket? I just
Ooh, geesh, that was loud in my ears.
honestly, I just pulled this out of my closet. So it looks really cool, like a pilot. Thanks. So I'm a pilot. Oh.
So nice little jokes there and everything.
Cool. So what brings you to the Lola carpet? I'm just here with friends. You know, thinking
What friends? What friends are you there to meet and everything like that?
about companies to acquire. Whoa.
Ooh, there's a word. There's something to drop there.
Like Fab TV? Maybe you can acquire Fab TV. Okay.
So, if you're looking for a full-on embrace of his said friends, look no further than Musk and Peltz with arms around each other's shoulders for a photo op together. Again, at this level of society, these things and time of said things are never coincidental in the author's opinion. In this author's opinion, that would be WDW Pros. Elon Musk at the premiere of Lola in Los Angeles today. So here they are, these two right here. This public appearance of the two most prominent men wishing for a chance at Disney comes just 6 days after Musk had called for leadership change at Disney. The CEO of SpaceX and Tesla said current leadership at the company was destroying it. Said statements seem to be prompted by a new disclaimer Disney has placed on the animated classics Aristocrats, which now maligns the movie as a feature inappropriate content for today's standards. There are currently many pieces of classic Disney content, excuse me, which have these disclaimers forced upon viewers prior to playing the movie. If as it is at all as if Disney hates its own legacy. Yes, and yeah, so I mean when you start playing Aristocrats on Disney Plus, dang nabbit, I can't get okay. You get this stupid disclaimer right here that says, "Oh, this movie is made at a different time when people thought differently, and we just want you to know about. We just want to warn you about this before you watch this movie. Don't blame us. Blame the racists back then." Yeah, okay. I just I don't care. I grew up watching these movies. If I ever have children, I want them to watch these movies because they're good movies. And the thing is that the people who are in charge of Disney right now, they don't like Disney in the past. They want to reshape Disney into something that it is not. They want to shape it into something to make consumers who will just come in and buy their stuff and don't ask questions. They don't want to challenge, they don't, well, they do want to challenge people. They want to challenge the old way of things, but they want you to just consume buy blindly. Why they put out half-assed bull crap that uh that they don't have to try hard to do to make. Punch out cookie cutter movies and TV shows with identitarian politics thrown in there to appease some DEI BS from these various banks like BlackRock. So they get free money. Uh, and that's what it's all about. They were trying to get as much money as they can from the banks who are backed by the government. Hi, Jonathan Davis. What's up, man? And that is what's hurting Disney. It is destroying Disney. We people of the millennial generation, uh, the generation that came before that, and the generation that came before that, we grew up watching Disney. We grew up watching the animated movies. We grew up loving those movies. Uh, and what has Bob Iger done with Disney since he's taken control? He's destroyed it all. He has destroyed it. He has destroyed it all. He is trying to destroy Walt Disney and his brothers' legacy that they've built and replace it with his own, which is buying up everything he can and not creating anything. Like basically stealing other people's property, other people's ideas, and claiming, "Oh, it's not ours." So, and this is where Elon Musk is saying that the current management at Disney is destroying the company. It has yet to be seen if Elon Musk will buy shares at Disney or help Nelson Peltz acquire more of his voting power. If Musk were to help, he has such deep levels of resources that he could even potentially help engineer a hostile takeover of the company. Something similar that he did like with Twitter, something akin to that maybe. After all, Musk's net worth was, as just as an individual, is greater than the entire net worth of Disney. I would like to see that numbers. And one doesn't have to even come close to reaching half in order to orchestrate a group of partners coming together to take power. Given that Musk had done at Twitter, it is likely that the new that he and Peltz could be interesting and mandatory Disney and moderating Disney and having the company cease divisive content production. Oh, let's also not forget that it's because of Bob Iger and Bob Chapek. Yes, I'm blaming Bob Iger because he's the dumbass who set up the whole system that led to the conflict with the state of Florida and then losing the Reedy Creek district. Yeah, I blame Bob Iger for that because he's the one that set it up. He's the one that set in motion all those events, especially during the events that would go on through the pandemic that locked down everyone for a couple of years and took away jobs and lost people money and everything like that. That Disney supported. If the two were able to get Disney back on track, there's no telling what the stock prices would go. There's no telling what the stock prices would do. Likewise, it's hard to say what would happen to the overall stock of the company if Musk were actively telegraphing his might taking interest in buying his way on into the control of Disney. Yeah, probably if he announced tomorrow that he would be actively trying to get into Disney, the stock would probably may just jump up. The stock is under Disney. The stock under Disney was near $200 when Bob Chapek was CEO. So who knows what the ceiling right now might be? Who knows what the ceiling might be? One thing is for sure: the earnings report this week of the shareholders meeting in April just became much more fascinating. Yes, and like I said, I do plan on going back and maybe listening to Clownfish TV and maybe trying to find. Oh God, I can't remember his name. He's a lawyer who is in Korea, but he is a Floridian lawyer, and he's kind of done plenty of stuff where he's uh, had to work with special interests, like similar to Disney. And I'm just going to do a quick look at where's Disney stocks are right now, and they are at presently $108.39. Which is up in the last 5 days, up in last month, up in the year to date, down from last year, down from 5 years ago, and overall, it's better than it was when they first started when back in 2006. But hey, things change. Let's see here. Legal Mindset. Thank you, Jonathan. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you very much. Yes, he does some pretty good stuff on like talking about Disney stuff like that and how stupid they are being. Get rid of Bob Iger, people. The company needs to be gutted. The company needs to be gutted, and it needs to be rebuilt from the inside out. Just there's too much cancer-ridden SJW BS and money greedy people inside that are just destroy the company. About the time that this came out, just like a day after the article came out and everything, yeah, Gina Carano announced that she's suing Disney and Star Wars, particularly Lucasfilm, particularly after her firing. And Elon Musk announced that he's going to help her. Gina Carano has filed a lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm over getting fired from the Star Wars The Mandalorian series 3 years ago, back in February 2021. Carano has posted on a length on X, formerly Twitter, where she let it be known that the lawsuit is funded by Elon Musk, who previously tweeted that if you had been fired from using the platform X for exercising your right to speech, he would likely offer those people legal representation. Oh, that's such a nice thing. I mean, I do have my issues with I don't like everything that Elon Musk does. There's some things that I find questionable, like for example, trying to make Twitter or X, however you like to call it, Twitter X, the everything app, because that he's trying to do what China does with their WeChat or whatever it's called. And I'm not happy with that. I don't feel comfortable with that. And I'm also not a big fan of him saying, "Oh, let's put computer chips into people's brains." I could see maybe doing that for people who have lost motor functions in various parts of their body, who are paralyzed or something like that. I could see using that for that kind of technology, but it's a bit invasive. It's a bit too much when you're trying to put it in like healthy people. I mean, I understand they wanted to have that connection to the internet with ease and everything, but there's certain lines you just don't cross. So Carano goes on to explain that she was contacted by a lawyer by 4X, who reviewed her claims and agreed to fund the lawsuit. Via THR, the Hollywood Reporter, Carano brings claims for wrongfully discharged and sex discrimination. She seeks a court order that would force Lucasfilm to recast her and at least $75,000 plus punitive damages. This is her lawsuit here. This is her claim that she posted on Twitter. After my 20 years of building a career from scratch, and during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian, saying Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media post, geez, my voice just cracked there. Her social media post denigrated people based on their cultural and religious identities, are abhorrent and unacceptable. That is what Lucasfilm and Disney, because Disney is owned by Lucasfilm, or Lucasfilm is owned by Disney, said on Twitter publicly for everyone to see, humiliating her in the process. And they didn't even tell her that. That is how she found out that she was fired, was through Twitter. Nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is, I was being hunted down for everything I posted to every post I liked, because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time. My words were consistently twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an right wing extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. Yes, this is because she was pressured by some freak on Twitter to put pronouns in her bio, and she put beep bop boop, and freaked these freaked these morons out so much that Disney tried to pressure her to go and to have a talk with 20 different people of the trans community or whatever community, the alphabet soup community, who give a damn about the stupid pronoun bullshit, and to intimidate her to obey and bend the knee and to submit, but she refused. So Disney was looking for every chance they could to come after her. There is a great uh, interview that she did with Daily Wire out there. Go watch that. You'll find out more of what Disney tried to force her to do prior to them firing her. Destroy my. Okay. The thing is, I never even use aggressive language. I shared thoughts, provoking quotes, pictures, memes, and occasionally I used my own words, not with aggression, but with respect and the occasional comedy to keep the mood light in dark times. Yes, this is during the events of the pandemic when everyone was locked in their houses, when everyone was terrified that they would die next week because of getting hit or getting infected by a virus that had a surprisingly uh, high survival rate if you were properly taking care of yourself. But hey, if you listen to the media, everyone was going to die if you got infected. So lock yourselves in your houses, close your windows, and don't talk to anyone. Lock your and in fact, actually wear a hazmat suit even when you're alone, because apparently you never know when you're gonna die. Ooh, terrifying. Look with your own eyes at this at what I posted and ask yourself. For example, where did I compare Republicans to Jewish people in the Holocaust? I'll pull up the original post that was the linchpin to them firing her. I didn't. Ask yourself why they are calling me racist. Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at why I was called transphobe for making a droid noise from Star Wars. Beep bop boop was obviously directed to the online bullies and did not in any way denigrate transgender people. Yeah, they like I said, like she said, they twisted her words. They tried to make her into something that she's not. Were my questions about mass lockdowns and forced vaccines okay to ask and push the subject into light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss those topics at the time without being harassed or censored? Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. So you this like I said, this was during the height of the pandemic when there was talks about forcibly the government was talking about forcibly making people take the drugs to be allowed to participate as part of society. Because if you did not take these drugs, I'm not going to call them freaking vaccines. They're not vaccines. Vaccines cure the problem. These whatever they were giving us, they didn't cure the problem. They just treated the symptoms. And there's evidence now going forward that they're actually probably worse than just dealing with the virus. Unless you were actually like people who are at risk, like elderly people, or people who had a compromised immune systems. But yes, there was talks about the government forcing people to take the drugs. There was talks uh, about how denigrating people who did not bend the knee to the government, to the uh, medical bullies, so on and so forth. Denigrating people who did not obey the transgender pronoun community, bullshit and stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean, we can't talk about this stuff apparently, according that to that to that mentality. According to those people, we can't talk about it. Whoopsies! I almost knocked over my drink. Hold on 1 second. Hollywood says that say they support female representation, equal rights. Yeah, unless you speak out against the narrative that Hollywood wants you to believe. When there were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment or re-education courses or termination, but I was not afforded the same rights and to exercise my freedom of speech. Yes, because you had Pedro Pascal, who during the election posted a meme comparing MAGA supporters, to KKK members and to German National Socialists, aka the Nazi Party. That was okay by Hollywood standards, but what Gina Carano did, that was horrendous and evil. Artists do not sign away our rights as American citizens. No, you do not. When we enter into employment, well, okay, if it's something that's going to make the company look very bad, like if you're going around saying, well, there may be some things to draw a line through, but that's if you're a respectable human being or not. But I know I do very much agree. You don't give away your free rights as an American citizen when you for anything. I have spoken to all my co-stars since I was fired, and there is nothing but care and kind words between us. Like, for example, Carl Weathers, who did not attack her like everyone else did. He did very much support. He did uh, care for her and stuff like that. And yeah, unfortunately, he passed away again, as I said at the beginning of the video. I respect their right as to free speech and do not have to think the same as every issue. Think the same on every issue to be their friends and work with them. And I know they feel the same towards me. Yes, you. Uh, what happened? Yes, I very much agree that, and that has to deal with respect. What happened to having respect for your fellow human being? What happened to having respect for your fellow American? Where is that? Now today we're so divided because of politicians, because of media, because of Hollywood, that if you don't think like I think, you're the devil. And yeah, there are some people who literally do worship the devil. A couple months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you had been fired from using the platform X for exercising your right to free speech, he would like to offer these people legal representation. Quite the noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I have thought anyone would take on my case against Lucasfilm Disney. Excuse me. Still, I didn't respond back. I think I qualify, and thousands of people agreed, but I did not expect anything. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X to look into my story and many others. Turns out, after sending them so much information as I could gather these past few months, my own lawyers and X believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you to Elon Musk and X for giving me an opportunity to bring my case to light. As for me, I would love to pick up the where I left off and continue my journey in creating and participating in storytelling, which is my utmost passion and everything I would worked so hard for. It has been difficult to move forward with the lies and labels stuck on me, backed and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world. I would gratefully be great. I am grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way and look forward to clearing my name. Thank you to all the people who have supported me and made your voices heard. I pray to God, please. I pray to God bless each and every one of you. With love, Gina Carano. So here is her whole thing right there. Uh, and I believe this is transcript of the lawsuit. Yes. Uh, or the case file and everything. And I full-heartedly support this. I mean, Disney needs to be knocked down a couple pegs. They believe that they can do whatever they want that and not get hurt. And in fact, yes, because of them listening to the mental deranged morons uh on Twitter or X, they sorry, my mind just went blank because I'm currently trying to find da, 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 da. They yes, we love Gina. Yes, definitely. Jonathan, we love Gina. She's a smart woman. She is very courageous for standing up for what she believes in, which is kind of funny because that's the people that Hollywood tells us that we should uplift and everything, and yet she does it, and Disney says, "No, you can't do that. Just sit down, bend the knee, yada yada yada." Um, but yes, I mean, I support her in all this, and The only thing that she did wrong that was doing the beep bop boop, where she was just trying to brush aside the bullies, making fun of the bullies who were trying to force her to do something. And this is what got her fired. This right here. Uh, in this post, she didn't make this post herself. She just basically reposted it on Instagram, where she said, the original poster said, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by the Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited. Most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And you have this depiction of a woman who is in great distress and maybe bleeding from her nose, being chased by children and possibly other people. And that is basically the whole that just think about this, people. Just really think about this. Is all that this post is saying is the Nazis didn't just come into power and immediately start rounding people up. No, they started a whole campaign of dehumanizing the Jewish people, homosexuals, gypsies, people who mentally disabled people. They said that they were socialists, that they are not. Well, I mean, they are socialists. The Nazis are socialists, but they said they were communists, and communists were the enemies of the state. They said they were uh, anarchists, and anarchists were enemies of the state. They said that they were unclean. I mean, they literally said that Jews spread typhus, which was a horrible disease back then, and so they had to be separated from the people, from the rest of the community, from the rest of the people, the healthy, clean people, the good non-Jewish German people, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan people who were perfect, the the true humans. The true humans were Jews and gypsies and homosexuals and communists and all those. They were subhuman. The Serbs, the Slavs, the Slavic people. The Slavic people were also targeted by the Nazis. The Nazis, Hitler and his whole circle, they pushed this campaign to make it seem like it's okay to hate these people, so that when these people were starting to get rounded up, thrown into ghettos, thrown into work camps, turned into slaves, and finally executed in the masses, that it was okay. Where do you see that happening today? You see that happening in the media in today in the United States, where I never thought I would see that in my lifetime. But you see that in the media by the president of the United States right now, who last year, hilariously, in front of red spotlights, dehumanized half the country, dehumanized half them, calling Republicans. Oh, hi, Mrs. Tabletop. Calling Republicans non-Americans, stuff like that. Anyone who stands up against the established narrative by the media is subhuman. Anyone who didn't want to take the drugs, they want to kill you, stuff like that. So where's the difference between this and that? Explain to me that. This is dangerous thinking here. When you say that this right here is dangerous thinking, that is dangerous thinking, really, because this is how it started right here. The dehumanizing. When you dehumanize someone, it makes it okay to hate them. And when you hate something, makes it okay. It makes it okay, a little better and acceptable for when you want to get rid of it. And that's all that Gina Carano was warning about. And according to Hollywood, that's not okay. Jonathan here says, I didn't even watch The Mandalorian, and I get into an argument with the guy who defending her when she was fired. Guy defending her when she was fired. When she got fired. You'll need to further explain that. I'm kind of a little thrown off there. An argument with a guy defending her. Okay. You'll need to explain that a little further to me sometime. In more, I defended Gina. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. It's okay. I was just like, wait a minute. What, are you arguing that she was okay to be fired? I thought we were all on the same side here, man. Come on. All right. Next up, in more, an attachment to the Gina Carano thing right here. We have this little story about the rumors are, so this is rumors, take it with a grain of salt and everything. Don't know if it's true or not until any real announcements are made. The rumors is that Mandalorian season 4 is getting scrapped and will be the end of the series on Disney Plus. That's not really a smart thing to do, if you ask me, because like Mandalorian's currently like, excuse me, Mandalorian is currently the one of the bigger projects that Disney has released for Star Wars on there. If you, I don't know, it's not a really smart, though. I mean, to be honest, they are really screwing it up with what they did. Like, for example, they destroyed the Darksaber, like, which is supposed to be one of the most praised item in the entire Mandalorian society. They made the character that we all thought was supposed to be the Mandalorian. Now he's just some guy who with a baby alien, a 50-year-old baby alien. I hated that. I really hated that stupid slow aging process bullshit. And now they're trying to angle to where now Bo-Katan's Mandalorian is the Mandalorian. Yada yada yada. Let's see here. A new rumor claims to reveal that Lucasfilm plans for the Mandalorian following the announcement of Mandalorian and Grogu featured film. Yeah, that's right. They were doing that. A source alleged to be contacted with Lucasfilm informed the park place that Lucasfilm is scrapping The Mandalorian season 4. The source also claims that the series will no longer be moving forward on Disney Plus. Yeah, like I said, that doesn't seem like the smart idea if you ask me. This rumor comes in the wake of Lucasfilm announcing the Mandalorian Grogu film back in January. The company announced in a blog post, so right here, if anyone wants to go read that themselves, the Mandalorian and Grogu are embarking on a new adventure in to movie theaters, directed by Jon Favreau and produced by Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni. Ooh, joy! What a winning team there. The Mandalorian Grogu will go into production 2024, so starting this year. So at some point this year. Yeah, okay. With everything else that Disney said, with everything else that Disney's Lucasfilm was said that was going to come out, I'm kind of not really holding my breath. The film's announcement comes following Jon Favreau's confirmation that he was already writing the Mandalorian season 4 back in February 2023. He said, season 4, yeah, I'm writing it already. We have to know where we're going to tell a fully formed story. So we have mapped it out, Dave and I, and then slowly you write for each episode. So was writing it during post production because all of it has been, I feel like all of it has to feel like a continuation and one full story. Hold on a second. Okay. However, in December, Scooper Jeff Schneider indicated that Favreau's season 4 script might be turned into a feature film during the appearance of the on the Hot Mic podcast. So right here. Snyder said at the time a couple months ago, I also shot this one down there were rumors that season 4 of The Mandalorian could be turned into a movie. At the time, I didn't think that was necessary necessarily the case. Ugh. However, that is what I am starting to hear, that the odds are that in the project favor. Whatever the season 4 of The Mandalorian turns out to be, whoever it is, whatever happens, it is. I just lost my place. I blinked and I lost it. Whatever shape it takes, it is looking like they could be the next Star Wars movie, and that may be the thing that's announced before the end of the year. He continued, I think that Star Wars is anxious to make an announcement. I don't know what it will necessarily be before the end of the year, especially because the town started to shut down basically next week. But I think that those Mandalorian season 4 movie rumors, I think were something to do with those, something to those. Yeah, so basically this is the picture right here that just shows them anointing Bo-Katan as the leader of the Mandalore of the Mandalorian Society. Again, after she kind of in the Disney universe, she screwed it up before, ended up with the entire destruction of Mandalore, it being basically bombed to smithereens. That's not confirmed. He hedged. That is just a rumor at this point. It remains a rumor, but when I started hearing it from my person, then it's like, oh, where there's smoke, there's fire. Snyder, was not only one to claim, not only one to claim that Mandalorian season 4 would be turned into a film. Scooper Jason Ward of Making Star Wars also made such a claim and was also shared that The Mandalorian Grogu would be part of a trilogy of films. He relayed my source, the original source, who first told me the series 4 would be a movie, told me that this is going to be a trilogy. He continued, and I'm going to really, people, can we stop trying to like pre-announce trilogies and stuff like that? Because I remember that there's supposed to be a Solo 2 and Solo 3 coming along, and Solo seemed to have just died in the water. Same with what's his face? Ryan Johnson's trilogy, which has died in the water. The Lando movie is still in the ether somewhere. We also have that Skeleton Crew movie. We have Droids. We have all these other projects that are still out there. The Rangers of the New Republic is still out there. That was supposed to be the TV series about Gina Carano, but they said they're reworking that whole thing. Yeah, there's a lot of things out there that Disney has announced they're going to do, but have not finished. Okay. But yeah, he continued, and I'm going to add a caveat that just by adding additional sense on it, it is that the trilogy, that if it's a trilogy, if the first one connects, if the first one is a big film, they'll go forward and make 2. If the first one is $350 million, if it's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny money, then they're probably going to just do the 2 and then wash their hands with it. Yeah, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is trash. There's only 4, maybe 3, because I do like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So sue me, people who are adamant that Crystal Skull sucks. I don't care. I liked it. It's a guilty pleasure. I don't have problems. Ward then reiterated those 2 films are going to happen. Let's see here. In another video, Ward claims that the Mandalorian season 4 will still happen, but would be shortened with the final episode being adapted into the film. He said, "I'm still not 100% convinced they are going to do a season of Mando before the film. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. Not doing it. I just don't actually know 100%. Excuse me. There's a lot of signs that they are, though." He elaborated, and one of the concepts that has come out of this, and count that as a rumor for now. This is the plan. Just like everything, just count everything as a rumor. Uh, was to do a 6th episode of Mandalorian, and then had a final have, and then take the final of what would have been the big two-parter from the end that's being developed into a film. So if that plan is what they're doing, if the rumor pans, we could get season 4 as 6 episodes, and then we would get a film that is essentially the last two parts. That is such good idea. That is such a good idea that it warrants going on screen and being a big screen endeavor. So that's what organizers. That is what the organization sounds like potentially. He concluded. I don't know how that would pan out. I mean, the last season of Mandalorian, from my understanding, I have not seen it, but I've seen plenty of summaries, reviews to know it was stupid, especially when if you're relying on Lizzo and Jack Black to be something to pull people into the show. That's all I have to say is just laugh at you. Ooh, Star Wars fans don't care about that bull. We want good Star Wars stories, not celebrity appearances. George Lucas didn't hardly put any celebrities in his movies. I mean, yes, he did have Samuel Jackson, but Samuel Jackson did a great job. Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. How much? Yeah, just look up a little parts here. I was just making sure. A scoop from WW Pro also indicated that Lucasfilm would turn the final episode of The Mandalorian Season 4 into the Mandalorian Grogu. Pro explained, according to our sources, all production of The Mandalorian Season 4 is being moved from Manhattan Beach to the United Kingdom. This is to create a shared cinematic appearance for episode 1 to 6. Then episodes 7 and 8 will also look the same, but they're going to be a movie now. But there is a significant problem that Lucasfilm might have with turning episodes 7 and 8 into a major motion picture. He also shared that Dave Filoni was being brought in to plus the treatments. I wonder what that means. So that they are no longer just a season finale, but rather they are the beginning of the great theatrical drama that Clone Wars and Rebels characters take on Thrawn. Oh no, not this again. The Ahsoka show was bad. I don't know. The only thing I liked about that show was the ending theme song, which kind of was cool and everything, but yeah. In fact, a source informs that Park Place that Filoni might be doing more than just plussing the treatment. He might be even receive a co-directing credit. Dave Filoni is um a piece of trash. He doesn't keep track of continuity. He doesn't keep track of his own continuity. Because I mean, if you've ever watched Clone Wars, if you ever know about his uh lost episodes that he allowed to be translated into novels, such as the Dark Disciple, he's undoing a lot of that. He doesn't care about other people's continuities either. He he completely undid the um Ahsoka novel. There's no point in reading the Ahsoka novel now because it doesn't follow with what he did in his Tales of the Jedi series, or with the ending of the season 7, the Siege of Mandalore series. There's no point. Um Let's see here. Interesting. The information with from this source comes out shortly after Gina Carano filed her lawsuit against Walt Disney's company and Lucasfilm, demanding she be reinstated as in her role as Cara Dune in The Mandalorian. Carano's lawsuit states preliminary and permanent injunctive relief requiring defendant to reinstate Carano to her prior position with no loss of pay or benefits. She just looks sexy right there, don't you think, people? And I was genuinely kind of interested to see the range of the new Mandalorian with her at the helm of it. Let's see. The Mandalorian and Grogu goes into production in June and is expected to be arriving in theaters in 2026 or later. Disney CEO Bob Iger confirms the release year in the company's Q1 2024 earnings results webcast, saying, "And we're already looking forward to 2026 and beyond with Frozen 3." Oh dear Lord, they're doing that. They're still doing that. They announced that like a year ago. The first Toy Story movie since 2019. Oh no, not that again. Okay, true people. There's only 3 Toy Story movies for me. I'm not gonna. I watched the 4th one, but I didn't. It felt pointless to have that movie. Jeez, people. And the new Star Wars movie that brings the Grogu and Mandalorian to the big screen for the first time. How I feel about this rumor is I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about it. I mean, if it's true, then it's silly because Star Wars fans, they want more of Han, Luke, and Leia. They don't want this as much. Um, I liked Baby Yoda first. I thought he was a cute little character. Um, I did not like the whole stupid, "Oh, he's 50-year-old baby" thing. I would rather him age normally. Um, and Mandalorian is just dull, and the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin, is dull. Him and Grogu do not do good by themselves on screen. They're best when they have people playing off of them. So having an entire movie surrounding these two is very, very questionable. In my books, at least. Uh, let's see here. Of course, they are Frozen has has a gay character, and oh yeah, they're talking. There's talks about making Elsa uh, gay and whatever. But I don't know. I just like everything that Disney's doing, they find just one little tiny diamond in the rock and then they destroy it. Like I said, it's the same with Ahsoka. Ahsoka, I liked the character. I rather enjoyed her character. I did not like her at first, but I grew to like her as I watched the Clone Wars series. Yes, people, I did like Clone Wars. Get over it. Um, but when she became the key to everything, when she did not die like George Lucas wanted her to die, he wanted her to die at the end of Clone Wars. I think having her be killed off by Vader would be just as good, if not better, as a death for her character. But because she has become the key to everything, because because Favreau or not Favreau, Filoni cannot make any other good characters minus this one woman, this one female alien. I swear he probably has a blow up doll of her at home. Um, it makes him look even worse. I mean, besides the continuity errors, he doesn't know how to work within limits, so he purposely ignores them. What else did you say here? Uh, I am okay with them not messing up the original trilogy characters. If they were smart, they would make Old Republic movies. I don't want them to even mess with the Old Republic either, because they're already doing that with the Acolyte series. The Acolyte series is going to be in the High Republic, but I Dave Filoni is not the savior of Star Wars as most people claim he is, because he is part of the problem in current Disney Star Wars. I mean, there's a transcript out there where they have him being one of the people that pushes the idea to kill Luke Skywalker during the Last Jedi. He is part of the problem. He needs to go. I mean, maybe he was okay underneath George Lucas, even though, yes, he did disregard what was already in the Clone Wars continuity from previous material prior to the release of his Clone Wars. I'm not happy with him about that, but I still like the Clone Wars. I will even admit I do like Rebels now and then. Again, sue me, people. I don't care. I'm tired of people having a conniption. Their High Republic is fake news. I don't acknowledge it. That's good. That's good move there, buddy. That's a good move. But yes, so I don't know. Maybe after talking about that and everything, maybe I'm not excited for them to do this TV show, this movie TV show combination that they're talking about here with the Mandalorian Grogu doing. I don't know. I think it could. I liked the ideas. The execution is horrible, and I think that someone else who is an actual creative and knows how to work within the guidelines that the universe that George Lucas had created should be in charge of all this. But hey, what do I know? I'm just someone that enjoys Star Wars and has been a fan since I was young. Next up on the Star Wars chopping block, yes, I have more Star Wars stuff. Star Wars lead Ian McGregor makes desperate plea asking fans to write to Disney for a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I say no. Don't do it. Let the like Disney and Lucasfilm Disney with Kylo Ren saying let the past die, kill it if you have to, and that past being this stupid show. The stupid show should never have been made, or if it was made, it should have been done properly with Obi-Wan Kenobi being on Tatooine all this time, protecting Luke in the Lars farm. Not running around the galaxy gallivanting with a young Leia, who he is not supposed to know. In making a request that perhaps only he and 7 other Disney Star Wars fans truly may want to see fulfilled, Obi-Wan Kenobi has asked audiences to write to Disney in order to petition them for a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. You see this? This should have been the whole show right here. This right here. These two right here. Obi-Wan and Luke. And that's actually, in fact, some rumors claim that was going to be the show. But no, you had people who thought they knew how to run Star Wars better, who ignore what the fans were asking for, change it around to Leia. Because apparently Leia, Leia, and second to Rey and Ahsoka, is some of the most important characters in the Star Wars galaxy now. A longtime franchise star made his plea during February 3rd's panel appearance in MegaCon Orlando, following a conversation regarding his time on set filming the solo Star Wars series. McGregor revealed that at the end of the day, he was very happy with how production ultimately turned around. Probably because what happened. Anyone else know what other projects he's been in? Because like besides besides that Da Vinci Code 2 movie, I don't know if I remember anything else by this guy. Or by McGregor. I don't know if he's done anything that's popped out to me anyways. His right here, it says the 6th episode really got to me. You know, the crowd. He told the crowd, I was just sitting there with tears rolling down my face, watching. I was just so touched by it. You know what? I was also touched by that too. I had a touch of nausea. I was so pleased, so happy. I'm just so happy that we managed to do it, and also that we did it like that. Birds of Prey. Oh yeah, that's right. He was in Birds of Prey. That's right. And the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Actor continued, "Oh, yeah, that's right. I never watched that movie because I thought it looked like trash to begin with, and apparently it was trash because apparently it failed. It was originally going to be a movie, and I've often thought, should it be a movie? Well, maybe it could have been a movie, but hey, not underneath Disney. And I kind of think it's great that we did it that way. It's a longer story, and hopefully, it's more satisfying as a result. We got more screen time to weave the story. Uh, to this end, McGregor then admitted, I just hope that we can do another one," before turning and asking the MegaCon audience for help in making that happen. Uh, can everyone write to Disney? The actor, uh, sorry, I just got distracted by something. Can everyone write to Disney? The actor asked. If we just, I'll give you some addresses at the end. Just say, dear Disney, let's have another one. Let's have another. Let's have a bit more Obi-Wan Kenobi, please. Can you say desperate? Notably, this is not the end time. The first time McGregor had made a public mention of his potential pickup of Obi-Wan Kenobi's signature blue lightsaber for another television outing. Oh yeah, and also by the way, Obi-Wan and Vader are not supposed to be having another fight halfway through the 20-year period that the two never saw each other. Their last duel was on Mustafar. They didn't have another one until the Death Star. Asking during the August 2023 interview with the Hollywood Reporter as to whether or not she and the actor had spitballed any ideas on set for potential season two Obi-Wan series. Director Deborah Chow recalled, "You always think you're going to end a series like this in some magnificent way, but instead you end up in a parking lot and with second until the heart until unit, and hardly anybody's there. It's always so anticlimactic." But as Ewan and I finished our very last shot in the second unit, and I was literally taking out off my headphones. He was already pitching me ideas for season two. Turning to her own interest in returning for a second season, Chow posted, "There's another 10 years with plenty of stories, and I didn't think it would. It's an off the board. It is never say never situation, but we really didn't conceive this to. I can't speak. We really did conceive this to be a limited series. Well, it should be a limited series because there shouldn't be much action happening with Obi-Wan while he is watching over Luke. Maybe a maybe a wrestle with the Tusken Raiders. Maybe dealing with some crime lords. Hey, an Inquisitor is in town with a stormtrooper patrol or something like that, and he has to do something there. That's a limited number of stories that you can tell here. This isn't some grandiose saga that you can tell, like that you can make. It's it's a self-contained little story that's supposed to be connecting two trilogies. Stop trying to make it into something that it's not supposed to be. Obi-Wan is just supposed to be sitting in his hut watching Luke. That is all he's supposed to be doing, meditating on the Force and learning how to can retain his identity after dying. As of writing, details as to what McGregor supposed pitch to Chow exactly entailed remains unknown. However, oh dear lord, you have that stupid. Yeah, so right there is Leia after they saved her, and no one noticed that he had four legs. Oh, this series really pissed me off. So, yeah, let's finish this up. However, one can only hope that whatever he proposed was better than the first season. Trenchcoat and Steve saying, yes, that's what I'm talking about there. Otherwise known as perhaps the absolute dumbest moment in all of Star Wars canon and not canon history, non-canon history. Yeah, that and also they fly now. Um, Yeah. So I say to the asshole who said that Star Wars fans are all racist because we all said that we did not enjoy uh Riva's character, I say screw you, asshole. No, I don't want to give you a season 2. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree or disagree? Another Star Wars project that has been in the works. We kind of got a trailer of it like a year ago, almost a year ago. Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws confirmed for 2024 release. First ever open world Star Wars game set between the events of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Star Wars Outlaw video game from Ubisoft is confirmed for 2024 release later this year. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot announced the news in his company's most recent earnings call with the word for that Assassin's Creed codename Red will launch on March 25th or 2025. Moving forward, we're gearing up for a very promising lineup for fiscal year 2025, including the upcoming release of Star Wars Outlaws in 2024. So it's coming out this year, which should be a major milestone in the video game industry, especially given the undeniable appeal of the legendary franchise that will be coming for the first time in the open world territory, as well as Assassin's Creed codename Red, set in the long-awaited feudal Japan universe. Japan universe? What? Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Japan's in the same universe as the rest of us. I don't know. Any Japanese people out there want to like disagree, agree to that statement? Ubisoft CEO Yves, I want to say Gilmont said on Thursday. I know I'm probably mispronouncing it, so any French people that are out there, French-speaking people out there, you can go ahead and correct me if you want to. Sorry. We look forward to revealing the full extent of the creative capabilities of Ubisoft's team, who are working hard to make these games a success that will live up to games' expectations. So here's the cover for the movie, or for the game. The uh, Star Wars Outlaws is the first ever open world Star Wars game set between the events of Return of the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure there's other open world Star Wars games, like for example, correct me if I'm wrong, but Star Wars Galaxy, that was a pretty popular game. You also have the Old Republic video game that's out there too. But I guess they're saying that's the first one ever between these two movies. I guess that's kind of something I don't know. Exploring the distinctive planets across the galaxy. You mean like desert planets, snow planets? Yeah, there's a lot of those out in the Star Wars galaxy. Both iconic and new. Risk it all as Cavez, an emerging scoundrel seeking freedom and means to start a new life, along with her companion Nyx, fight, steal, and uh, outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates as you join the galaxy's most wanted. Cavez and her companion Nyx attempt one of the biggest heists in the Outer Rim has ever seen in a journey across several planets, including familiar ones like Tatooine, Kajimi, Kiva, and never before seen ones like the moon of Teshar, which is inspired by the landscapes of Tanzania savanna. The game is a single-player, third-person action adventure game developed by Massive Entertainment and published by Ubisoft during the license under the license of Lucasfilm Games. Yes, because Disney had Lucasfilm shut down LucasArts, which had a lot of fun games, a lot of memorable games that a lot of people liked. Massive Entertainment is known for ground control, work in conflict, ground control, world in conflict, and the Tom and Clancy's Division games, which that game was not bad. I did not play the second one. I did play the first one. That one wasn't too bad. It was enjoyable to a point. If you're willing to take the risk, the galaxy is full of opportunities, teases the StarWars.com. I don't know. How do you people feel about this? Are you gonna play this game? Are you gonna wait till it comes out, see what others say about this game? I myself, I may play this game. I don't know. I may. I don't know. I guess I'm just that desperately starving for something Star Wars. You know, you can say that's pathetic and everything. Go ahead. And I may just have fun and just make fun of it. I will say the little critter right there, he is kind of cute. I don't know. I find some positive things in something, okay? I don't always hate something. And other stuff with Disney gaming news. Disney has announced a $1.5 billion investment in Epic Games, planning to collaborate with Fortnite developer on an all new games and entertainment universe. Yeah. Good luck with that. In seeking to extend their reach to the one medium where their presence has been lacking, Disney has officially announced that they are. Okay, I just noticed what the banana is doing. Has officially announced that they will not only be acquiring an equity stake in Epic Games, but they will also be working with Fortnite's developers on a brand new games and entertainment universe. 1 second. The House of Mouse returns in the game The House of Mouse returns in the gaming video game sector with first announced by the company of the day of their Q1 2024 earnings call on February 7th. Per a press release published in Disney's official website, the new partnership will see the two entities collaborate on an all new games and entertainment universe that will further expand the reach of beloved Disney stories and experiences. That's sad. Let's see here. Nope. If their character was sexy, then maybe. No, I understand that. I very much understand that. He was talking about the Outlaw game, I'm pretty sure, right, Jonathan? Further, it will see the entertainment conglomerate invest $1.5 billion. Did I say billion? Did I say million earlier? I meant billion. In Epic Games in order to acquire an equity stake in development studios. You know, Disney has not had a good track record in this century with video games, because I mean, you had their own company with those little tiny figurines that you put on the plate in order to like create them in the game or whatever. That they shut down after like what 3 to 5 years. You had them shut down Lucas Arts, one of the a really a decently good company that was going to release a Star Wars 1313 that had people actually genuinely interested. They tried to team up with EA Games, and that didn't really go so well. And now this. Yeah. I'm tired of ugly looking female lead games. Yes, I agree. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to get that one Japanese game, aren't you? Oh, which crud, I realized I did not have that in my selection of stories. Shucks. Maybe I'll dig that up real quick and we'll go over that. Disney did not provide any concrete details as to what the new games and entertainment universe will actually exactly entail, instead only offering a piece of the marketing copy with generally claimed that in addition to being a world-class games experience and interoperating with Fortnite, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with content, characters, and stories with Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Players, gamers, and fans will be able to create their own stories and experiences, express their fandom in a distinct Disney way. If that was your point to try and sell me on this, that's not really doing such a good, because Disney's way right now makes me want to put a restraining order on Disney and turn off all their stuff if I ever had children. And share content with each other in ways that they love. The company added, "This will all be powered by Unreal Engine." As with much of the giant corporate announcement, this news also draws comments from from three of the top executives involved in the deal, representing the Walt Disney Company current CEO Bob Iger beamed, "Our excited new relationship with Epic Games will bring together Disney's beloved brands and franchises with the hugely popular Fortnite and transformational new game and entertainment universe." You know what? I have never been interested. Well, I was interested in Fortnite in the very beginning when it kind of looked like it was going to be some kind of dark zombie supernatural thing. But when it made it into this, I I'm tired of PvP games. I want to actually have a story that I play, not having to compete with other people. Yep, I don't even own a PS5 yet. Oh, well, you never know. Maybe the game probably won't even be on probably the game won't probably be limited to PS5 if how things are going so far. Where was I now? Oh yeah, this marks Disney's biggest entry ever into the world of video games and offers significant opportunities for growth and expansion. Iger continued, "We can't wait for fans to experience Disney's stories and worlds they love in groundbreaking new ways." Well, those groundbreaking new ways have ended up killing off our male heroes and replacing them with female cardboard cutouts who have the emotional range of who has the emotional range of a cardboard cutout. Likewise, Epic Games CEO and founder Tim Savini asserted Disney was one of the first companies to believe in the potential of bringing their worlds together with ours in Fortnite, and they are using Unreal Engine across their portfolio. Now we're collaborating on something entirely new to build a persistent, open, and interoperable ecosystem that will bring together Disney and Fortnite communities. This isn't selling me. This isn't selling me at all. Oh dear Lord. Finally, current Disney experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro, D'Amaro, okay, excitedly declared, "This will be enabling us to bring together our incredible collection of stories and experiences from across the company for a broad audience." In a way, does that broad audience include the general audience or just the selected few that have alphabet soup squads and alphabet soup flags in their usernames on Twitter? From across the company, Epic Games industry leading technology and Fortnite open ecosystem will help us reach consumers where they are so they could engage with Disney in ways that are most relevant to them. I don't mind the look of models and things in Fortnite. I'm just not a big fan of PvP. I'm tired of it because it seems like that's the only thing that people have been pushing these last 10 years. Notably, the new partnership is not the first Disney has ever has worked with in Epic Games. In 2020, the two partners partnered up for the Nexus War, an in-game Fortnite event, as well as a cosmic book series of the same name. Okay, excuse me, which introduced Marvel's roster of comic book superheroes into the popular multiplayer title. Further, Epic Games' Unreal Engine was has been used as the core game engine in a number of Disney projects, including the Kingdom Hearts and Jedi video game franchise, as well as the post-product excuse me, graphic tool on both The Mandalorian and the in-park attraction featured Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Okay, I will admit I did play Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. I did like those games. How do you people feel about this? Does this excite you at all to maybe pick up whatever fun story this is gonna? I say fun as in ironic uh way, or do you just not care and you're probably not gonna worry about it? I will admit I do enjoy playing um Epic Games Ghostbusters with my friend Tabletop and his girlfriend Mrs. Tabletop, who is in the chat. I don't know if she's still there or not. Uh and that is fun. I kind of wish we could do more. But yeah. Now to kind of put more icing on the cake for Disney's affairs. This is the last story involving Disney. I'm just making sure. Yes. Uh Disney confirms big failures for Star Wars, Marvels, and Wish. Disney's Plus subscribers decreased by 1.3 million. Disney confirmed big failures for Star Wars, The Marvels, and Wish in its quarter 1 earnings report released today, meaning the 7th. The report offered that Star Wars continues to decline as the franchise is a big bust in its consumers products division, which includes comics and toys. The report also offers Spider-Man remains popular. Regarding the Marvels and Wish, Disney revealed they made over $1 billion less than preceding years, releasing of movies such as including Avatar 2 and the Black Panther 2. So right here, revenue this year compared to last year, a 38% change, and then overall losses last year compared to or this year compared to last year compared to the previous year, last year compared to the previous year. So that is over 100 drop. Oof, that's never good. The info for the movies revealed that in the quarter that ended December 31st in 2022, Disney brought in 651 651. I remember like how it's supposed to be pronounced long ago, but $2.651 billion dollars, with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Strange World. Note: Strange World only brought in $73 million. Yeah, it was a failure. So Disney includes this film is pure spin, as it is reported a budget of 180 million. A massive failure. Yes, because like the movie kind of just came out of nowhere, and also you pushed the idea that the son of the male character, of the male lead, is gay, and that's all that he's going to be. No one really wanted to take their kid to go see that. However, the quarter ending December 30th, 2023, only brought in $1.632 billion, with Marvel and Wish a difference of $1.9019 billion. The report also reveals that Marvel The Marvels reportedly budgeted at 300 million, and Wish reportedly 200 million budget saw a loss of 224 million dollars, while the preceding year didn't see a loss. This is not good. This is making things at Disney look bad. Hold on one second. Thank you. The increase in operating loss was due to the performance of the Marvels and Wish in current quarter compared to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Strange World in the prior year quarter, stated the report. The Marvels only brought in $206 million in the MCU's worst performing movie of box office. Wish brought in only 220. That was weird. $244 million. So we also have more numbers here. Things continue to go down. Park experiences, domestic, they went down. International, they went down. Consumers went down. Yeah, this is not. And this is because Disney is they're not going to deter. This is why you have Nelson Peltz and Elon Musk kind of chatting with each other, if that is true. But Nelson Peltz is obviously trying to get his foot in the door at Disney, into the Disney board. Star Wars continues to decline. The info for consumers products also show a decline for the quarter ending December 2023 compared to the preceding years. Consumers products revenue at the end of December 2022 was 1.379 billion, while at the end of December 2023 it dropped to 1.59 billion. So that's a 0.020 billion drop. That's not good. The increase in consumers' products operating results was due to licensing revenue growth resulting from higher sales of products based on based on Spider-Man and Mickey and Friends, partially offset by the decrease in sales of products based on Star Wars, stated the report. New Star Wars products aren't selling as well as isn't a surprise, as there hasn't been a film released in years. Yes, the last Star Wars film was The Rise of Soy Milker, which is a mixed bag. Out of the trilogy, it is the worst performing. And no, you had sorry. You had the Reylo fans who are not happy that they killed off Kylo Ren. You had the actual Star Wars fans who love George Lucas's Star Wars, not happy that they killed Luke, killed Leia, killed Han. Rey ended up with everything, with hardly trying to get it. Finn was just the token black guy, and Poe Dameron was just Poe Dameron. No one really, he didn't really do anything of great importance, I guess. It didn't feel like Star Wars, is what I'm trying to say. Hi, Anonymous. What's up, man? What's up? New Star Wars products aren't selling. Oh yeah. So we can also add that the Mandalorian season 3 was a big disappointment. Yes, said that earlier. and many baby Yodas can you buy? How many baby Yodas can you buy? Yeah. People are getting tired of baby Yoda. I said he was cute at first, but now they're just pushing him everywhere, and it's just like, stop it. He was cute at first. He's now just annoying as hell. Fans probably aren't interested in playing with Ahsoka figures. No, because they will not let her die. And Andor doesn't really have a big draw in on action figures department. No, Andor's kind of, from what I've heard, Andor's is very much a mixed bag. You either like it or you hate it. The report also revealed that Disney Plus subscribers decreased by 1.3 million. That's not good. And they're supposed to make a deal. If I remember correctly, they're making a deal with a streaming service in order to kind of try and push those numbers a little bit. Back in July of last year, Disney CEO Bob Iger announced that Disney would be pulling back on both their Marvel and Star Wars brands, which, of course, you don't do with something that is successful. No, that's not what you do. It kind of shows weakness. So, how do you guys feel? Are you happy that Disney is getting their just desserts and they're looking like failures more and more every single day? Because I am, because they've taken everything that I loved and made it into shit. They took the Disney that I loved, made it into shit. They took Marvel that I cared about and loved, and they made it shit. They took Star Wars, which I just had so much love for. I mean, Star Wars was the brand that I went to 90% of the time, and they made it into shit. Pixar turned to shit. What else? What else did they buy that they turned to shit? Yes, they deserve what they get. Okay, now we're going to jump over to criticisms of DC. Because DC thought it was nice to release this video game that saw the death of the Justice League. And not just any Justice League, but the death of the Justice League in the Arkham universe. Suicide Squad game sales bomb is less than Marvel's Avengers. Ooh, that's bad. That's really bad. We get some insight into the sales of the new Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game that is selling less than half of what Marvel's Avengers sold on day one. Ooh. Ouch. And Marvel's Avengers, you can't even, you can go back and play it, but no one's messing with it. No one's touching it. Worth a mention is that both games suffered from bugs at launch. As with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, when players signed on, the game was already completed. Oh, that's hilarious. And I believed everything was unlocked, hence all the early leaks regarding the players' deaths. Oh, ouch. That was not properly planned out. Rocksteady was forced to take down the game for a while things were so bad. Yeah, because all the leaks, like for example, how all the characters' deaths were leaked, how their dead bodies were treated was leaked. Just oh my the character file on John Stewart's Green Lantern was shown to be very scathing. Well, not scathing, but at least like demeaning. Regarding Marvel's Avengers, the game was complete failure even before it was released, as fans didn't like the questionable graphics and promotions prior to the release of the game. Yeah, they tried to center the whole game on Miss Marvel here. I'm sorry, that's not going to work. She's not as influential as like the Avengers or Spider-Man. Then they got a chance to play the game, it was more disappointing. Captain America was killed off at the start of the game. Yeah, who does that? Who kills off one of the most important characters in Marvel in the very beginning of the game? It's like killing Batman in a video game. Oh, wait. The game became a bait and switch with that follows Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel reforming the Avengers. As we've seen with the Miss Marvel's Disney Plus show and the Marvels, no one is a fan of Miss Marvel. She could have had potential, but they decided to just push her as a race piece instead of actually a character. Just like the comics. Oh yeah, they also had this on the Hall of Justice. Stupid. Tell me there's no agenda when you have stuff like this all over the place. Similar political angles. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has a similar political angle as the game was created by a woke SJW consultant studio, Sweet Baby Inc. Yes, if you want to know about Sweet Baby Inc., go over to Melee Games. Good friend of mine. heavily push them if you want to like learn about video games and stuff like that. Him and also Nerdy Neo, where Melee Games James and his significant other Kay are talking about video games, play video games, invite people to talk to them and stuff like that. They are pretty cool people. But they did a set of stories, and they periodically still do a couple stories on Sweet Baby Inc. They absolutely detest Sweet Baby Inc. because Sweet Baby Inc. is the cause of all of our video game problems. They're the ones who go in and they're the ones who go to the video game companies and so hey, you need to follow these DEI and DEI stuff. So we'll help you. We'll help you write the story. We'll help you with the game setup, all this stuff. We'll help you with everything. So you don't have to think about it yourself. You just have to listen to what we say, and you'll make money, which they have not been. Members of the Justice League suffered embarrassing bad deaths, and of course, except for Wonder Woman. The Hall of Justice sports rainbow flags while dude comments are dropped. Harley Quinn survives the Batman encounter, and Kevin Conroy's last time as Batman is simply a big disrespect. Well, there are questions on whether that's going to be his last appearance as Batman. Supposedly, he's got some roles in the Justice League Infinite Crisis Part 2. But yeah, they kill the Flash they killed the Flash, and they had Captain Boomerang piss on him. They killed the Green Lantern, and they had King Shark rip off his finger with a ring on it, and somehow the ring doesn't go flying off to Oa or searching for a new Green Lantern. No, they let King Shark pick the ring off the ripped off finger and put it on and somehow become a Green Lantern. How that works, I have no clue, because that's never worked in any previous reiteration of the Green Lanterns. They had Batman beaten to a pulp and then shot him in the face by Harley Quinn after she gave this huge speech. They had the Joker come. I don't remember seeing how they killed Superman. They had fudge. They had the Joker come in, and this is the Joker from another universe. So the Joker in Arkham is in this Arkham universe is still dead. So this is Joker from another universe, and he puts all these jokes up because he's unsure about himself, and so he's trying to find himself, and he's probably going to be gay. Yeah, it's just a horrible mess, and the thing just reminds me of a freaking Fortnite game. It's a mess. Oh, also there's now 2 Deadshots in the Arkham universe. One's white and he's dead, and so the new one is black. Because they had to follow the stupid Suicide Squad movies that have turned out to be crap. I was not a fan of that second one, by the way. The Suicide Squad killed the Justice League sales also comes via PC Games, who dug up the numbers on Steam. Marvel's Avengers launched on Friday, September 4th, 2020, with a peak of player count of 29,916. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, 12,667 players on Friday, February 2nd of 2024. Less than half. Big change there. Big change. According to the latest data, the 24-hour peak for Suicide Squad kill the Justice League is at 8,311 players. The current number are playing it as at 5,733. And all-time peak came 3 days ago with 13,459 players. Marvel's Avengers all peaked time play was 31,165. Yikes. On Twitch, the stats also reveal that the game went from 155,177 all-time peak views to 10,019 viewers. 24-hour peak with 535 5,358 viewers right now. The Marvel's Avengers also since been yanked from Steam as the game is no longer in development. Yes, they kind of shut down games. Hey, Flash is here. This is the closest thing I'm going to have flashed on my stream, so hey. Yeah, so yeah, this is a nightmare of a game. I don't know, and this is all got Sweet Baby Ink's fingers all over it. So any future game that you see coming out and you see Sweet Baby Ink's name on it, you know it's going to be very, very questionably bad. How bad? That's the question. And because of how bad this game is rotten people closer to true Batman. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League already discounted. Fans are switching over to Arkham Knight. Which I remember people were not a big fan of Arkham Knight back when it first came out because, like, yeah. So, from Geeks and Gamers, if you wanted more evidence that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a disaster, you can now buy it cheaper than the original price. Discount video game retailer Green Man Gaming is selling Kill the Justice League for 18% off both the standard and deluxe edition, while CD Keys has it at 25% off. Ooh, the standard edition and 31% off the deluxe edition. Ooh, yikes. These numbers are a bit skewered as the sites have different retailing prices for the game, as their percentages are different. Green Man Gaming lists the retail price as $69.99 and the standard at $99.60 for the standard and $99.99 for the deluxe, while CD Games has them as $75.59 and $113.39. One sec. Okay. These are both the Steam version, which lists the game for Green Man Gaming prices. So I'm not sure why CD Keys has it being more expensive. Regardless, a video game shouldn't be sold at a discount a week after its release. No. That's like a year later kind of thing. Don't you think, people? But if you're looking at the numbers, if it's what's that? Okay. If you're looking at the numbers, it isn't all that surprising because gamers are not only abandoning Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, they're playing different Batman game, playing a different Batman game to wash the taste of the out of their mouths. According to Fandom Wire, Arkham Knight, the fourth game in the Rocksteady's gaming series, although they weren't involved in the third game, Arkham Origins, saw a 20% increase in players playing it on both PlayStation accounts before Kill the Justice League launched. This was likely to refresh fans' memories of where the story left off, as Kill the Justice League takes place in the Arkham universe for some strange reason. Yeah, it's weird. Though they didn't have that's kind of the weird thing that they didn't have that Gotham Knights game taking place in the same universe, but they're having the Suicide Squad game taking place. I don't know. More interesting is what happened after Suicide Squad launched, when there was a 25.94% increase in gamers playing Arkham Knight, probably because they didn't like Kill the Justice League and wanted to play a better Batman game. Not just that, but all the other Arkham games are getting a lot more attention than Kill the Justice League. This is a fiasco for Rocksteady and a complete rejection of their new game. The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is so bad that it's being sold at a discount a week after its release, and people are replaying the older games to get their DC fix, their Batman fix. I don't think, and also as kind of a respect to Kevin Conroy, because this is unfortunately around the time that he passed away. So R.I.P. Kevin Conroy. I don't think the studio has said much about since Suicide Squad hit, and that's probably a good idea. What could they possibly say that would help them save face? When your best move, aside from silence and seclusion, is to admit your game is a bomb and apologize just over a week. You failed, and more spectacularly than Disney's backseated Indiana Jones for an obnoxious girl boss. The Dial of Destiny. The hits keep coming for the entertainment industry, and with Disney now preparing a big push into video games, you wonder if anyone will learn a lesson from the debacle. My money is no. Thanks to Yellow Fash for the videos that alerted me to the discount and the game ditching. So yes, folks, if you actually want to play a genuinely good Batman game, play Lego Batman. Oh, and also the Arkham games. Next up, this kind of came. Okay, we're done with the Disney stuff, and we're kind of done with the DC stuff. So this came kind of out of the nowhere for me when I kind of just popped on here and looking for stuff to talk about today. So I saw this and I thought this kind of looked surprising. So as people remember, there was remember that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that came out last year before that, I don't remember, last year. Mutant Mayhem. Yeah, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles teaser, new animated series from Mutant Mayhem world arriving this summer. So they're making a TV series, and it looks like they're changing the art style too. It's not going to be that painted clay look. Last summer, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem from producer Seth Rogen introduced a new generation of heroes through stylized animation and infectious mutant mayhem. The fun isn't over. New animated series, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Geez, I didn't need to enunciate. Aims to continue the fun this summer. The new animated series is currently set to debut on Paramount Plus this summer. While this specific date doesn't even revealed, it hasn't been revealed yet. You can. My dog just likes to bark at things outside the window. You can currently watch Mutant Mayhem on the streaming service to catch up while you wait. An official synopsis says, from the universe of Mutant Mayhem film, the all-new Paramount Plus original series explores the adventures of everyone's favorite pizza-loving heroes as they emerge from the sewers onto the streets of New York City. Leo, Raph, Donnie, and Mikey are facing with new threats and team up with old allies to survive both teenage film life and villains lurking in the shadows of the Big Apple. Watch the new teaser below that introduces Donatello, played by Micah Abbey, Michelangelo, played by Shaman Brown Jr., Leonardo, played by Nicholas Cantu, and Raphael, played by Brady Noon, as talk of their new confidence fighting crime in New York City right before robots attack. That's right. The voice actors behind our favorite for Teenage Mutant Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, are reprising their roles. Well, okay, they did sound more like teenagers in this compared to previous introductions. Doggo didn't like the new Turtles. I'll say that I did watch the movie. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't my taste. I grew up watching I grew up with brothers that were. Oops, I did not mean to actually pull that out. I grew up with brothers who grew up watching the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I grew up watching the 2000s version myself, which I liked. Let's see here. Uh, oh yeah, that's also they brought in the black child version of Lizzo into as April O'Neil. Io Edebiri is also returning as the voice of April O'Neil in the new series. With Nickelodeon Animated and Point Grey Pictures, Chris Yost and Alan Wan serving as executive producers alongside returning producer Seth Rogen. Tales of the Mutant Ninja Turtles will continue the fearsome fighting teams' adventures through high school and saving New York City from memorable villains, including introducing Mutant Mayhem. Villains introduced in Mutant Mayhem. So they're going to probably be bringing Shredder into this. Production is overseen for Nickelodeon by Claudia Spinelli, Senior Vice President of Big Kids Animation, and Nikki Price, Director of Development and Executive in charge of production. Additional casting will soon be announced. Well, I will risk today on doing this. Okay. And I will do this real quick. So, this is not my trailer. I'm just showing it for purely entertainment purposes. I'm just giving reaction and commentary. So, Paramount Plus, don't sue me. Get this done right so that everyone can see it. You know, we're also going to do this. Okay, that's I think. I'm trying to remember where things are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do with that.
Everyone loves us. We're superstars.
We're heroes. There's nothing we can't handle together.
I can't handle this.
Okay, so that's interesting. So we have the 14, and again, like I said, it looks like they changed the animation style. It's not going to be that painted clay looking set that they had in before. Yeah, oop, that's not what I wanted to hit. Raph and oh god, my mind just went blank. Raph and Raph and Mikey. Nope, we missed the other two. Oh, Donnie and Leo. Leo was always my favorite. And you have Splinter, who they got rid of that weird wig. Didn't he have a wig in that movie? I can't remember. Or he had some kind of weird. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't. Weird. It's weird. This. They walking down the sewers. They were praised as heroes because of what they did in the previous movie, saving the city from the giant fly monster, genetically mutated fly monster, and then they have to deal with this robot that just attacks out of nowhere. Is this supposed to be like at their school or something like that? Is this at a party? I don't know.
We're gonna kick their metal butts.
Okay. Okay, that actually kind of did get me a little chuckle right there. Okay. That I admit that was a little bit of a chuckle there. He's kind of beating up the robot, I guess. And all he gets is this little thing.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. Let's continue.
Miss the new series Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles streaming this summer.
Oh, and they're also advertising. Yeah, so that's about it for that teaser. I don't know. Maybe if I was like 20 years younger, I'd be interested in this. It's okay, I guess, for kids. Unfortunately, I'm no longer a child. I'm a grown man. Sad, because I really miss my childhood. I don't know. Does any one of you, are you interested in it? Are you going to show it to your kids if you have children? Like I said, that it didn't look horrible. It kind of was okay. From my understanding, from what my friend Tabletop Junkie, he is a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans, and he said that the previous reiterations of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles weren't bad. So who knows if it may not be safe for kids. Well, yes, that is very true. People watch everything with your kids these days because you have no clue what is safe and what is not safe for your children. Next up is a little bit something that several of us are looking forward to is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. They had a little bit of spotlight feature where they're showing the new monster Garaka and the sewer dragon. New movie brings new threats. The featured video for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire this morning puts the spotlight on the brand new ghost we will be meeting next month. Yes, the movie comes out next month. The short but sweet feature video can be found below, highlighting a new ghosts, including the sewer dragon Pukey, the Possessor, and the franchise's latest big bad Garaka. The cast refers to Garaka as the crazy ancient, really creepy evil god. What, you're saying that Gozer was not bad enough? The cast refers to if you come into the contact with Garaka, your veins turn to ice. Your heart stops. It's pretty terrifying. Well, yeah, I guess that could be terrifying. Meet all these monsters when you meet all these monsters when the new movie hits theaters in March 22nd, 2024. In Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the Spanglers family returns to where it all started, the iconic New York City firehouse. To team up with the original Ghostbusters, we've developed a top secret research lab to take busting ghosts to the next level. But when they discover an ancient artifact unleashing an evil force, there's always an ancient artifact unleashing an evil force. Ghostbusters, new and old, must join forces to protect their home and save the world from a second ice age. So this is probably gonna have some tie into the ice agers, I guess. The cast includes Pat Oswalt. Oh, why him? Camille Ningiani. I know I'm mispronouncing these. James Acuster and Emily Lynn Lind, alongside Bill Murray, Finn Wolfhard, Ernie Hudson, McKenna Grace, Paul Rudd, Celeste O'Connor, Logan Kim, Annie Potts, Dan Aykroyd, and Carrie Coon. Jason Reitman, who directed Ghostbusters Afterlife, is back to produce Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Let's see if I can get away with how much of this I can show before someone hits me with something.
This Ghostbusters movie introduces some new ghosts.
I'm going to turn it down just a little bit so it's not blaring in my ears.
This movie is very funny, but the ghosts aren't part of the joke. My favorite.
Wait, what? Can I hear that again?
This movie is very funny, but the ghosts aren't part of the joke. My favorite.
Okay. So this movie is very funny, but the ghosts aren't part of the joke. Okay. Well, it's been kind of the joke. Like, for example, you have them asking, hey, are you a god? No. And whenever someone asks you if you're a god, you'd say yes.
Favorite ghost for this movie is the sewer dragon. It's super big, it's super fast.
So there's the sewer dragon for you folks.
It gets super fast.
I personally love Pukey and
Pukey? That's Pukey? Okay.
and the Possessor. You never know where it is.
The Possessor? Okay.
It could be my dog, Gizmo, over there for all we know.
There's a new
Okay.
daddy.
Oh no. How do you so far? How do you people feel about like these new names that are popping up for all these monsters?
His name is Garaka.
This crazy, ancient,
Really creepy.
evil god. If you come into contact with Garaka,
Your veins turn to ice.
Well, I mean that's kind of self-evident with how many people are freezing to death.
Your heart stops. It's pretty terrifying.
Okay, interesting. How do you guys feel about this? I don't know. I'm gonna watch this. I'm hoping that will be just as decent as Afterlife was. It's nice to have all these people come back, as sadly we're not gonna have one. We're having one missing. But hey, fingers crossed, right, folks? Fingers crossed. Maybe some of the casting choices that they made could have been canned. Hold on. Yes. So people, keep your distance. Keep your distance from Pat Oswald. I, on the other hand, I'm trying to be optimistic and hopeful. The optimism side is that this is hopefully not going to turn into this is not going to be as bad as Ghostbusters 2016. Let's see here, and this is the last subject for tonight, or for today, because it's not night yet. I have been at this for 2.5 hours. Jeez. Well, when you're talking about the stupidity and demise of Disney, it kind of times there's a lot to talk about. And especially, I haven't done this in a while, so yeah, I have a lot to talk about. Conjuring 4. So for those of you that are horror fans, you know about the Conjuring movies. Well, the Conjuring 4 finds its director with Michael Chavez. This is apparently going to be the last installment in the Conjuring movies, the main movies 1, 2, and 3, and now the 4th movie. So yeah. Let's see here. New Lines, the Conjuring movie series, is coming back for one last ride, or one last rite, as it were. The project operates currently under the simple title of Conjuring 4. Has been in the works since early last year, but has finally landed on a director and its familiar visage. Michael Chavez, who helmed the previous installment in 2021's The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It, is in negotiations to direct what is being eyed as the 4th and final outing. The movie makes Chavez a true Conjuring universe player, as he is only directing as he has only directed the last year's spin-off, The Nun 2. David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, who co-wrote the third installment with franchise creator James Wan, penned the screenplay. Wan is producing with Peter Safran. Ooh, joy. Plot details are being kept 6 feet under, but once again, supernatural investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren will face creaky doors, shadows in the windows, inverted crosses, and demonic possessions of or two. Star Patrick Wilson and Vera Farminga, also expected to return, and the feature is eyeing a summer shooting in Atlanta. The Conjuring, made for just $20 million, became a runaway hit when it was released in 2013. I loved that movie. It was a fun movie. It was one of my favorite scary movies it's one of my few favorite scary movies of modern era. Scaring up almost $320 million worldwide. Since then, New Line has carefully laid out a Conjuring universe of movies with sequels, prequels, and spin-offs, all combined with the movie made for most modest budgets, have generated over $2.1 billion at the box office. The Nun 2 released September 8th, grossing just shy of $270 million worldwide. Chavez was discovered by Wan and his Atomic Monster exec off of his award-winning horror short, The Maiden, which got into the New Line door with his feature director debut 2019's The Curse of La Llorona. The Curse of La Llorona. Okay. The movie did well, and his work impressed, which led to Wan handing him the keys to the Conjuring franchise with The Devil Made Me Do It. He then moved to The Nun 2. For those of you who are horror fans out there, how do you feel about this? I myself, I liked Conjuring 1. I liked Conjuring 2. Well, not as much as 1. I loved the first movie. Annabelle, I enjoyed. Annabelle Creation, I enjoyed as well. The Curse of La Llorona, it was okay. Annabelle Come Home, that was okay. The Nun felt like a cash grab. The Conjuring 3 movie felt like a cash grab. It did not focus on. It promoted this idea that we were going to focus on the guy who is tried by in court, claimed that the devil made him do it. That's why he killed. But it just went into another direction. It was okay, but it did just not as good as the previous installments. The Nun 2 just, it was meh. These movies are just getting more and more progressively meh, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, maybe it's about time for this series to be put to rest, so to speak. And hopefully this will be kind of the final nail in the coffin. That is all I have. If anyone has anything they would like me to bring up next week, you can leave a comment down below in the comment section down below, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter, X. Thank you for those that came to watch. Please leave a like and leave a comment if there's anything you wanted me to talk about, or anything you liked about the show, or anything I think I can change. I know there's probably a lot I can change. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And yeah, you all have a lovely remainder to your weekend, and see y'all later. God bless.